Hey guys, Christopher Titus. How you doing? Titus Podcast. Listen, my new comedy special, Angry Pursuit of Happiness, is out now. Combustion Films, our own company, produced it. It is good. It's an hour and 45 minutes. You can get it on ChristopherTitus.com. You can download it, or you can order the DVD, which I will sign personally, and you will have them before Christmas. Go to ChristopherTitus.com and get the Angry Pursuit of Happiness. Thanks, guys. I'm Christopher Titus, and this is the Armageddon Update. And today I am tired of ISIS, Ferguson, Obama, taxes, Congress, Iraq, Putin. Putin. And I need to give you an uplifting story of victory, of vanquishing an enemy that hurts millions of Americans every day. The car dealer. That's right. Those smiley, slimy, lying, larcenous douchebags that want to extract every dime from you, even if they know you won't be able to afford the first payment. The car dealer. I only hate lawyers more. And my ex-wife. We had an incident over Thanksgiving. We found out that a local North Carolina dealer had treated Bombshell's grandma like America treated the Indians. Smiled in their faces while taking all they had. And this dealer didn't even give grandma a turkey dinner. We've already done a buying a new car podcast, and we have had tons of people say they used the advice to get a good deal. You are welcome. Now let's take it up a notch. See, car dealers are out to get you, period. They have one job, and that is to make sure you cut a check and drive off the lot. If you change your mind and just go around the block, they'll knock 30% off the value of the car when you try to bring it back. But the used car, that's where they really nail you. They make money over and over on the used car, and every time you sell a used car, you lose your ass. The only person who ever made money on a used car was a dude who found his great-grandpa's racing Ferrari under a tarp in the basement, and even he got screwed at the auction. So you bring a used car to the dealer. The blue book says $12,000. The dealer offers you $8,000 with a straight face and a sad shrug. Well, hey, buddy, the market's weak for that model right now, and we're going to have to certify it. We'll get it paid off. Don't worry. And by the way, when a car dealer says don't worry, worry. Grab your wallet, hide your checkbook, and put a cork in your butt because the raping is about to start. Car dealers are the Bill Cosby of the mechanical world. So Grandpa wants a new car. Bombshell and I hit the phones and get 4 dealers bidding the best price. We give them the trade-in's VIN number so they can see the value of her car and see how much they're going to hurt this old lady. And her car is perfect, by the way. No one's even sat in the back seat. It was actually owned by a little old lady who barely drove it. It is pristine and going to be a killer trade-in. A dealer calls and says, hey, man, the Carfax said it was wrecked. We can't pay you a high trade-in on that car. It's been wrecked. Grandma says, well, no one told me it was wrecked. Now, here's where I have a different opinion than most. See, some people would freak out and cry after they realized the dealer sold them a wrecked car and didn't tell her. They got scammed. I realized that I have the dealer she bought the car from by the low-hanging fruit. I called the dealer and explained to him that we have a problem. You guys ripped off an old lady, and now we're about to let everyone know. As a matter of fact, we may just get the local TV station to interview her and I for a Consumer Beware segment. Dead silence on the other end. Then quietly, the plaid jacket-wearing lizard says, what can we do to make it right? Boom! Grandma is getting a deal on a Honda. So little advice. When you're buying a new or used car, leave your soul and your morality at home. You're not going to need them. I'm Christopher Titus, and this is the Armageddon Update. Hey, everybody. Christopher Titus, Titus Podcast. Hi. Not exactly the funniest Armageddon Update I've ever done, but I want to get to it. Hi, Christopher Titus, Titus Podcast. With me, as always, to the right, the lovely Bombshell Rae.
What's up, people?
What's up, Bootsy? And that's her new nickname, by the way.
I decided.
Yeah, she just said, I would like to be called Bootsy, because Bootsy Collins from Parliament Funkadelic, she goes, I love that name, Bootsy. I wish someone called me Bootsy. So from now on, people, you're going to be calling Bombshell Bootsy.
It's
or you
way
can call
cooler
it
than Bombshell. You know what I mean? Like,
No,
who do you want to meet first? Do you want to meet Bootsy, or do you want to meet Bombshell? You get your choice.
Yeah, Bombshell might have some problems. And to my left, as always, the Willie Jello Johnson.
What's up, people? Yo, this used car thing, man, you got to be careful where you're going to go with that, man, because the car dealership network is like worse than the mafia, man. They shut you down.
Really going to shut down the free podcast?
It'd be a lot easier to shut down the free podcast that, that not a whole lot of people listen to than it would be to not.
What do you mean, a whole lot of people? We have 3 million downloads, you douchebag.
He's an idiot.
Oh, really? I need to get a paycheck. You got $3 million.
I don't get a paycheck.
Not $3 million.
Yeah.
Like 3.
Right.
Yeah.
No, you got to clarify that, man. Clarify. That's all I want to see. Clarify. By the way, my sister had a friend named Clarify.
Yeah.
So we have a story to tell you guys. It is a story of victory and grace. So we go to Thanksgiving. By the way, I hope you had an amazing Thanksgiving. We did. We went to North Carolina. It was one of those things that a year ago we said, we're going. Grandma's 80, and she wants us to be there for Thanksgiving. And then as the date approached, like everybody, when you're going to travel, you're like, oh, crap, do we really have to go? I don't want tired. We have to get on another plane. We travel 35 weeks a year. Meh. So we didn't want to go. And to the point, and I got to tell you this. Does she listen?
No, she doesn't know how to find. What's a podcast?
Okay, because I got to tell her what you did. I got to tell him what you did. See, by the way, we all have darkness. We all have darkness, and we have moments of weakness. And I would say the Bombshell had a moment of weakness.
You got to be lying, man.
No, she had a moment of weakness. She'd actually sent her grandma an email, said, hey, hon, we can't come. Because your sister canceled first.
I didn't call my grandma hun.
Sister said she wasn't coming.
She beat me.
She sent an email, said, we're not going to make it.
My sister canceled.
Right, so then Ray said, well, I'm going to cancel too. And she said it was because of me. Well, I didn't know. I thought you would just be happy. And I went, no, she's 80. I already went through this with my dad. We're not missing it out. At least when everyone else, if there's a funeral and everyone else is there, we should have been there last Thanksgiving. And we could be damn right you should have been there. We were there. We're better than you.
We did it just to rub it in.
We win the funeral.
Yay.
That's at the end of the day. That's what you want to do. You want to
totally worth it.
Yeah, you want to be the one with the most. Yeah, they like me more than everybody. Ha ha, take that. Guess what? He paid me back all the money he owed me.
We are that couple, by the way. Like I always think if we had time and didn't hate traveling so much because we do it all the time, I think if we ever went on Amazing Race, we would annihilate people.
Yeah.
But we're like those annoying people. Like I think I said before about how the manager of Philly Helium called us bullies. Like we are totally those people, but we usually are standing up for the little guy and we're bullying everybody else to do that.
I like to think we're Batman bullies. I do like to think that we do stand up for the downtrodden and like I'm fine. I'm the same way. I'm fine up until someone starts bullying someone else, and then I go to a crazy level where you're like, hey.
It's like when we were in Kauai, remember, and we went ziplining.
Yes.
And it's like, these people are there to enjoy the island. It's beautiful. Let's casually go about our way and zip across the mountain thing.
Right.
And you and I, man, we like suited up. We were like, come on! And every zip line, we were trying to jump it, run faster and farther. We were competing with each other. I mean, it was like we were serious.
We were in a competition most of the time where no one else realizes they're competing.
No, but you could tell
That's
that they
sad,
hated us by zip line 3.
Yeah.
I could feel the hatred.
Remember there was one person that cut you off a couple times? I'm going to go first. And you
bitch.
And like the third time you were like, you just shouldered, you went, I don't think you're going first on this one.
Because she was like kind of pushy. Like, we got it,
I
B.
ain't doing no goddamn zip line. You guys got on some wires and flew across some holes, man. You guys get that, right? You got on a skateboard wheel, hold on to a skateboard wheel and flew across some holes. That's basically what you did.
I know, but we would have died winning, and that's all that matters in this world.
I think it's stupid, man. You let people invent stupid shit.
Thank you for making it racial. What are we in? We're actually 8 minutes in, and the first racial comment got done.
The first Rachel comment?
Yeah. First Rachel and racial. First Rachel comment got in.
Yeah, it did.
So here's what happened. So we go to Thanksgiving. We have this Thanksgiving. We meet all the whole family. We hang out with
I've met them.
with Bombshell's family. 44 Southern people. There was no arguments about politics, which was phenomenal. Just nice people, funny. Her uncle at one point said to me, he goes, "Wait, by the way, we have a celebrity here," and part of me goes, "Oh, don't do this."
He announced it to the whole room.
Yeah, there's 40 people, and he goes, "We're in this big like community center that grandma lives in, this little community," and he goes, we have a celebrity here, and I just want to know that don't bother him, but please welcome Tom Turkey, and he points to the turkey on the table, and it's not the best joke in the world, but he thought it was
he did a huge build up to it, and it was perfect because he was basically drawing out your hubris and wanting to poke fun at it in front of 48 people that were there, and because you did think he was talking about you, so you started pushing me out in front of you.
I didn't.
And he was introducing the turkey. I thought it was brilliant.
I actually said, "Don't do this."
And kind of dicky.
Yeah, it was kind of dicky. So anyway, we have this great meal. Everything's great. Southern cooking has to do with a lot of sugar and a lot of things. Everything had sugar in it to some degree, some sort of sauce, pretty much.
This is such a what?
It is not. Come on.
You're a regionist.
I am a regionist.
It's different than racist.
Yeah, man. I'm a regionist
it's
too,
like
man.
so stupid. It's all these stereotypes that all the food had sugar in it. No, it didn't.
Yeah, I like that Southern cooking, man. That Southern cooking, that's serious. It's got grease, lard, sugar. That's
might have some hog maws and some pig feet.
Some what?
Man, you don't know about hormones and pig feet? Damn, man.
And we like to wash it all down with a Schlitz Lecker.
You extra white. See, she got a little color in her, man. You want some more?
Dude.
And the first sexist comment or sexual discrimination
We are now 10 minutes
comment.
and 16 seconds in. So we had this great meal. We get done. Hang out at Grandma's. We watch Hallmark movies. I have to be honest with you. I've watched so many Hallmark movies in the last 3 weeks that I want someone to get beheaded. I really want like a Hallmark horror film. I'm done. I'm really to the point when I want some cars blowing up. I want some people attacked. I want some terrorism going on my movies now because I'm over it.
That's the experience, though, of being with an 81-year-old grandma.
Right.
That's part of it. And she narrates them because she's seen them all 7 times.
She answers them. She talks to them. That's the great thing. It's like, well, he does love you. He's just not going to tell you right now. I'm like, okay, this is every Hallmark movie. You could just pretty much, she says the same thing. Different movie, same
It's
scenario.
a nail biter. She has no idea how it's going to end.
Right. Turns out Santa Claus is real. Every Hallmark movie. So we get done with that. We wake up on Friday, and she goes, "Hey, can y'all get me a new car?" Now, she didn't want us to buy her a new car. She wanted us to help her get one because, Papa died a year and a half ago, and she wanted us to help her. And me and Ray, we spring into action. I go, "Ray, get on the phones. You call 2 dealerships this 60 miles away. I'll call these 2 local dealerships." And we figure out the car she wants, the color she wants, and what she wants on it. So we start calling, and I start doing it. Now, guys, when you're going to buy a car, first of all, right now through the 1st of the year, probably to the 5th of January, 2014, you will get a hell of a deal. Just walking in, you'll get a hell of a deal. So do it now if you're going to buy a car. And here's the other thing, too. If you want a car and you're there and you think they're not going to give it to you, if you've got a 720 credit rating and you've got 20% down, there are 1,000 cars that you want within 100 miles of you. So don't walk in and let them intimidate, bully you, or scare you that you're not going to get it, okay? Also, interest rates are really good if you've got decent credit. So do it now. If you're going to get a new car, do it now. So we go in and we start calling. And here's what I do. We call, and we've talked about this on the car podcast. What do? We start calling dealerships. Give us your best deal. Give us your best deal. Then the person who comes in with the less deal, we call the other 3 guys and go, "Here's the best deal we got. Can you beat it?" And you know what? They keep beating it for like 3 or 4 rounds. And we get to a point where we're getting her a decent deal on this Honda CRV. Leather, seat heaters. I don't need no seat heaters. Remember she said that?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so good, man.
Yeah, but she had never had
your
them.
Your butt's so warm, man. Your butt's so warm. Don't you like it?
She said
I think it's
she
the best
said her
thing
butt
ever.
was already warm. I was like, what?
Yeah. And then I felt her butt, which is weird. And it wasn't as warm as she thought.
Yo, you felt the old lady's butt, man?
I didn't. It was a joke.
Yeah, you know you want to feel old lady's butt, man.
He does.
So anyway,
She
she's a
likes
cutie.
them big and old.
She's a cutie. So
I'm glad you like the way she looks at 81.
So we start to get to the trade-in. And trade-in, by the way, you're always going to get raped on the trade-in. Pretty much know if you're going to take the trade-in to the dealer, you're done. It's over. You've accepted, basically, you've lost. You've basically bowed your head, and you're now just surrendering to the invading army. If you're going to take your trade-in to a dealer, but then again, you got to wait. Or you can deal with douchebags on Craigslist where you might get killed and try to sell your car. But either way, you pretty much know you're sucking up $2,000 when you go to when you go bring your trade-in to the dealer. We get a call from one of the dealers after we give him the VIN number, and he says, "Hey, we can't give you that number on it. Car's been wrecked." Now, I looked at Grandma, and I go, "Is the car been wrecked?" She goes, "Oh, I hit an old lady in the parking lot." Remember she hit that old lady in the parking lot?
She didn't hit the old lady. It was at her church. They were leaving from the senior luncheon. So everyone in this senior luncheon is 80 and above.
Wait, they let everybody leave at one time?
That's what I said to her.
Yo, there should be somebody hold everybody back. Okay, you go now.
I said, yeah, like they should.
Right, don't let the old people
like
leave at
racing, how they slot it. What's it called?
It's like an unintentional destruction derby.
Yeah. But that's what I said. I told her. I said,
28-year-old women
so
in the
she
cars
called
there.
me kind of upset because this 94-year-old woman backed into her car and just dinged it, right? They both pulled out of the parking space at the same time. And I said, "Wait, you mean you guys all left at the same time?" And I said, I could just imagine the people that run it who are in their 60s, in the door,
Laughing
glass,
their asses off. Yeah.
hysteria, and go!
Yeah.
And they all take off at 7 miles
the
per hour.
improvisational destruction derby. So she gets a little. I said, "What'd that cost?" She said, $275. I go, "Well, that shouldn't be on your Carfax. They didn't wreck the car. They just buffed the paint out." "Well, I did call my insurance," she said. So I thought, "Okay, was that it?" I go, "What happened?" I called the guy back, and he says it was front end damage. He goes, "There's enough front end damage reported to the insurance company. It kind of made it on the Carfax, so it was an accident." So now I'm mad. I go, "Grandma, did you remember that?" She said, "No." Then she called this guy, Roy, who went with her when she bought her car a year and a half ago. She bought a used one. And we asked him, did you remember anyone saying that the car was wrecked? And he said no. So now I call the dealership. Now, again, we're all kind of mad, but I'm a little fired up now because now it's like they've given me a gift. Because we're getting this lady a car. But now I've got a little bargaining power. Because now I'm going to make them feel horrible. So I call the dealership back and I go, we got a problem. The car you sold her a year and a half ago has been wrecked. And the guy goes, no, it wasn't. I go, oh, yeah, it was. It's on the Carfax. He goes, and instantly, without missing a beat, and here's why these guys are scumbags, all of them. Instantly, the guy goes, well, she signed a waiver. Now, he doesn't know that. He isn't looking at her paperwork. He doesn't know that. He just said it. I go, well, I'd like to see that because she was with the guy, this guy Roy, who actually owns the auto parts store in town. And he goes, and he doesn't remember anything. So now the guy gets kind of quiet and a little nervous. And I start going, and so you guys sat in a room with an 81-year-old woman and you ripped her off. You stole from her.
Actually, we listened in the kitchen. She was 92
I kept going.
At this point.
Now, by the way, you got to use, because they're bullshitting you all the time. People, do not be afraid to basically turn every car dealership experience into an improv exercise. Seriously, you can make stuff up. You can talk smack. You can talk. I'm telling you, they want to sell you a car so bad. You can get away with so much, and they won't kick you out. I called a guy a cocksucker to his face after they tried to screw me on a deal, walked out, and they came back and gave me the deal. I called into his face to the sales manager because I'd already made the deal. I think we told this on the last podcast, the one we did about car. And so you can get away with a lot. So you can improv. You can start making up stuff about your uncle, how many people you have in town that can buy cars so they can knock a couple more off. So I go to this guy and I say, listen, you guys ripped off an 81-year-old woman.
See, now that's some bullshit. I'm sorry to interrupt you, man, but look, here's the thing. I don't mind if you go in with your wits about you, you're 25. Look, there's certain things you should get screwed over. From 21 to 30, you're just stupid, man. You learning shit, you go and learn how to deal. From 30 to 40, if you get ripped off in a car dealership, that's your fault. 40 to 50, same. 50 to 60, maybe you should start, maybe you start getting a little bit worried about life. But 70 on, if someone try to fuck you over in a car dealership, their ass needs to be nailed to a cross. You should be able to run them over with your trade-in.
Yeah, I like that.
Except she's not, like, you're kind of making
her... Yeah, she's not addled. No, she's not addled at all.
She's 81, but she is sharp. She goes to the gym every morning and works out. She still volunteers, or as she calls it, working the polls.
She said it. I got to hear her. She actually goes and volunteers on voting day, and she calls it, I was working the polls, and I just was like, because Ray had told me that she had said it before, and I heard it. I was like, oh, I got excited, and I go, did you quit doing that now?
So you're not working the polls anymore?
It was so fun. It was only a joke for me. Isn't that
Your
weird?
grandma impression, by the way, is terrible. You have to stop.
All right, I'll stop
She would die if she heard it.
Yeah, man, you don't sound like her at all.
All right, I'll stop then. So here's what happened. So I get on the guy in the phone and I go, listen, you guys sat down with an 81-year-old woman and you lied to her and you ripped her off. I go, now her trade-in is worth $2,000 less than it should be, because you guys have an accident on the Carfax you didn't disclose. Well, I'm sure we disclosed it. I said, I have a witness that was sitting right with her and says he didn't disclose it. And all of a sudden, this dude gets quiet. Now, we already knew where we were on the car. So I add another 1,000. Basically, we had dealers backing out already, going, up, sorry, if you can get that deal, take it. So we had 2 dealers already do that. So I said, all right. And I dropped it another 1,000, and then I wanted 2,000 more on her trade-in. And the dude said, all right, come on down. We'll do it today. So we basically saved her, like $6,500 or $6,500 on that Honda CR-V.
Well, the crazy thing to me was that we got her trade
Yep.
at private party sale value.
Yeah, that's how upset
Actually,
they were.
we got over private party sale value.
Oh, they must have that car must have been that must have been a time bomb, man. If you you took a car to the dealer and you got it private party trade-in? Oh, that never had that's a unicorn, man. Shit, that's like some crazy. That the Lord put his hand on that dealership.
Yes.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. We were shocked when I hung up the phone. I told them, and we couldn't believe it. So we go to the dealership, and I'm going to teach you guys a couple things that I learned this weekend at car dealerships. Because by the way, if you want a new car, get it now. They're getting rid of the 14s, and they're really dealing. So we go to the dealership. We pick the car out. And we see it, and we start doing the paperwork. She's got a great credit rating. She's got her money down. Bombshell and I gave her some money for her down payment, as a Christmas present. And then the guy go, we look up on the wall, and there's this sheet that says, blah, 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 document fees. And then in a dry erase marker, it says $4.99. Now, so it's a printed thing, laminated, but in the dry erase marker, it says $4.99. So we start talking about the doc fees, and I didn't think anything of it. I just thought doc fees are just something you have to pay. Well, Bombshell gets pissed, didn't you? You got kind of mad.
Yes, that is correct.
Well, what did you do?
I feel like I'm on the stand.
Yes, I did. I got angry.
No.
So
I did. I got angry, and I had to go to the bathroom, which was unrelated, but it happened at the same time. I had to pee because I drink a lot of Perrier and coffee. So you wanted me to use more words.
I'm about to nod off. Just want y'all to know I'm about to nod off. This story has taken a very, very dull turn.
So I went to the bathroom. I was in the bathroom, and I said to you on my way, I said, you need to handle this.
Yeah. So I take the guy outside again, and I go, listen. I go, at the end of the day, you guys have added $500 to the price of the car with this doc fee bullshit. I said, this is an 81-year-old woman. You guys already tried to rip her off once.
Did you mention that you called her the little old lady from Pasadena on one of the phone calls?
On one of the phone calls. I said she literally is a little old lady from Pasadena, and this car has no damage, no mileage. She keeps it like it. She takes care of it better than anything in the world. I did say it. I said a bunch of stuff.
So you take the guy out.
I said we're not paying $500 for document fees. And I started laughing. I go, what the hell's a document fee anyway? And he goes, all right, I'll knock $250 off. So I said, you know what? All right. So we had another $250. So then, now, here's where you're all going to get screwed if you don't pay attention. And even I would have lost had it not been for the amazing, the beautiful, and
ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for
Bombshell Rae.
Yay, me.
So we go to financing. And
wait, Bootsy. I want to be Bootsy when I'm doing car deals.
Yeah. So Bootsy goes in the car to finance, right?
Yep.
Now we're finance now, and instantly starts selling us the warranty, blah, blah, blah. And this guy's greasy. This guy's literally greasy.
Ugh.
He could have been a Crisco spokesman. He was just greasy.
Yes.
And he starts talking about warranties and this and that. Now let me tell you about the warranty. So this guy starts laying out for this 81-year-old woman who's afraid of everything. He says to her, electronics. She is. Old people get to the point where they don't want something to break down. They don't have someone to help them handle it.
She's not afraid of everything.
Do you know what I mean, though?
No. Explain.
Yes, you do.
Explique.
Yo, man, it sounds like you make her sound stupid or something. You make her sound like she's weak. She ain't weak. I know this girl. This lady
is ageism. You're also an ageist as well as a regionalist.
Yeah, man. Between racism, sexism, and ageist, man, we covering all the aspects today.
All right. Let me explain. She doesn't know how to fix cars. So this guy sat across from her and he said, these you should get the 10-year warranty, the 10-year 100,000 warranty because, these cars have all these, and he says it like it's the 30s. They have these electronics in them. like we haven't been doing it
these
since
gadgets and gizmodos.
Gadgets and gizmos. The gadget, and some, those things break. And my first thought was, well, every car on the planet has some sort of electronics in it, and they're all solid state, and they don't break, and that's why we all have phones in our. What are you talking about, dude?
And you're covered for 3 or 36.
So he says it'll give you 10 years, 100,000, and Grandma starts going, "Well, it's only $22 a month. It's only 22 days. So let's just do it." And I said, "No." I said, "Hold on," and I got in the car and explained to her. I said, "You already get 336. If it breaks in 336, they got to fix it. Any problem that you're going to have with the car is going to break in 336 anyway." That being said, so instead of 10 years, you're really only paying for 7 years. You're paying for 100,000 more. You're paying for 7 years. So
plus, you're folding it into the loan, which gains interest.
So they're making interest on a warranty they're trying to sell you that they're not going to stick to anyway. I had one of these once, and the only thing that went out on the car was the ascending unit and the gas tank, and it was of 3 things that weren't covered. It was that. So we get her out of the thing. This guy starts going, and then they write the contract. So I said, all right, sign it. And Grandma goes to sign it, and Bombshell picks it up.
No, Grandma already signed it.
Oh, that's right.
And I stopped her. She signed it, and she was handing it back, and he had his old greasy mitts out to take it.
This is where you got to pay attention, people.
And I said, can I see that? And he looked. He did not like me or you. He was not into us. And I looked at it, and he had added back in the money that they gave you off of the doc fee.
Right.
And I said, I don't see where that money is taken off, the $250, and he had added it into the loan, which would, so it would be interest bearing $250.
Right.
And I said, so this, I don't see it anywhere. And he was like, oh, what did he say?
Let me see that.
Yeah.
He's like, let me look at that. Huh. You know what? I think I forgot. He said I forgot it like 35 times.
It doesn't say that.
Yeah, it doesn't
You're right.
It doesn't. I forgot. I forgot to put that in. Take that off. I forgot. I know we had that. I forgot. And he kept saying I forgot. I'm like, yeah, I don't think you forgot.
Meanwhile, you said I was glaring.
Yeah. She was looking at and I was like, I wasn't paying attention. So that would have been another $250.
So between the two of you guys, man, it's amazing to me that you guys don't get shot. Because I know the shit you pulled off at a dealership, and now you got her backing you up to check the technical. There's trouble.
So check this out. Here's what's crazy to me, and this is.
But let me ask something, man. So if you were in a car dealership, are you?
Kill you.
Man, I'm just trying to clear something up because I want to get a new car. So if you go into a car dealership, and if they're a little pissed, if they start to get mad at you, that means you're doing a good job.
I would say that. I would say if they're a little irritated, yes.
Except in the case of Mr. Tits here, because he just makes them mad, period. Even if he's not
so
winning,
full of
even
shit.
if he just hates them on basic principle. It's the same thing as when he meets lawyers. He just hates them for who they are.
I can meet a lawyer at a party.
Yes.
And if you say a lawyer, I'll go, what kind of lawyer? And a criminal, like, okay. If it's just family law, I'm like, wow, you're a douchebag.
Yeah.
I'll call him right to his face.
Yeah, so that's
such
fun.
a huge problem.
Merry Christmas party. But check this out. This is what I was going to say before I was so rudely interrupted by Jello.
Sorry about that.
It's okay. I love you. When I bought my car, because I just bought a car 2 months ago, when I bought my car, I beat this guy the hell up. I mean, like, it's to the point where people are just tired of me and we're not friends anymore. Like, nobody offers me coffee when I go in. I don't get the keychain.
He's over there.
Yeah, it's just like, and I know I've won. Like, I have beaten them into submission.
You don't get the keychain. That's right. The little mug, the little Mercedes mug. You don't get the Mercedes mug.
If you bought a car and you got any of that shit, you lost.
If you got the mug or the sunglasses.
Or the license plate.
You got raped.
Right, exactly. The frame. So, anyway, he comes over, like, kind of sighing and whatever.
He's a nice enough guy, though.
He's very nice. And actually, I sent another friend to him after because he's pretty straight up. So, but I had called him also and said, I got to take my mom to the airport. She was going back to Kuwait, and I decided I was going to drive her in my new car. So I said, I'll be there at 10 in the morning. I'm not staying longer than 20 minutes because it should not take longer than that for me to put my name on 10 lines. So you need to have the paperwork ready for me. We're not going to discuss warranty. We're not going to discuss any add-ons. It needs to be ready, and if it's not, I'll walk out. So he's like, yay, you made it even better. Can't wait to see you. And
so you've taken away every opportunity for me to make another $50. Okay.
I heard the drawer full of keychains slam shut.
Yeah, exactly.
So I go
mug
there.
Mug breaks against the wall. Fuck this mug.
So I go there, I go upstairs. He introduces me to the finance guy. I shake his hand and say, let's get moving. And the guy starts handing me papers, right? And so what I did was I had it on my phone. I had every email and every text on the notepad of the final numbers.
Oh, damn, you done a dossier on the dude.
I did a dossier, a digital dossier.
Yeah.
So, and I had asked him because for some reason,
thorough.
they don't want to put it in writing. They don't want to put it in writing. So I kept saying, you have to put it in writing before I come there. It has to be in writing and it has to be broken down. It took me 2 weeks to get the breakdown.
Yeah.
Because they want to hide money and say, oh, the total's going to be this, and you don't know what all of it went to.
One more thing, people. Don't worry about taking your time. You will only win if you take your time. If you run in and try to buy a car, they're going to jam you up. And that's why they always say, what would it do to take you to get in a car today? Well, and I always go, it's $4. If you could charge me $4, I'll buy the car today. So you want to make sure that because there's 1,000 cars exactly like the ones you need within 100 miles of you. So do not be afraid to spread it out over 2 or 3 days. Let the guy call you back. Let them hustle. Keep pushing them. Keep bumping them. And then, go ahead, finish.
So while I was sitting there and I pulled out my phone and I was looking at the numbers on the sheet, I was looking at my phone, and it didn't match up. But it was pretty close.
Oh, you kidding me, man.
No.
Wait. Where you spent all this time and they didn't mess. Oh, damn.
Yeah.
I know.
But I'm not with the original guy.
That's what I
Now
said.
I'm with the finance guy, because you have to understand that they may not be working together, but they are at least working. They are working to get more money out of you.
And the finance guy's
However
always the
they can.
sleaziest guy in the building.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
So, and what I ended up finding was that he had folded in $300 random dollars, and it was buried at the bottom of the contract. You know how like they have the paragraphs with all the little words, and and then there's a little space to write something in, and then so there was $300 there, and then it was so the numbers matched at the top, but then when you got to the bottom, when it added up, it was different. It was $300 different, and he did the same thing. Oh, you know, does it say that?
Right?
Does it say that?
I forgot. Yeah, that's it.
So, but I thought it was crazy. So if you think about it, 2 different coasts, California, North Carolina,
Yep.
2 different car dealerships, 2 different car brands, Mercedes, Honda, both of them. Because if you figure the 250 in North Carolina with the interest that it would compound, about $300, a little over $300.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Right.
Pretty crazy.
So, and they do it all across the board. So after we get this done, and I tell the guy, I said, hey, man, so what I did now is, now that the deal's done and I got some time, Grandma's doing what she's doing, the guy that's talking her through the electronic gadgets and gizmos in the car, I take the sales guy aside. And
hey, get in here. Look at
I
these
start
gizmos.
going, and I think, I got me a podcast. Let me see if I can help these people. So I go to the guy and I said, tell me how this works. I go, because I mean, you know, all I hear about you guys complain about how little money you make on these cars, yet this building is beautiful. And he goes, well, and I go, and this doc fee is bullshit. And he starts laughing. The guy laughs and he goes, yeah, man. And by the way, not all states, some states have a limit, like but North Carolina and Georgia also doesn't have a limit. So just tell them to fuck off on the doc fee, guys, if they don't have a limit. So
can't you buy it in another state? Like a bordering state?
I will tell you this. If you went in and go, oh, so you're not going to sell me the car if I don't pay the doc fee? And then you know, say,
right.
Oh, okay, then just get up and walk out. Go, someone will, and walk out. They will stop you before your ass hits the cold. They will stop you and go, all right, we'll cut the doc fee. And just walk out. Just walk. I'm telling you, people, it's not worth it for them. No matter what you say, between holdback, what they're getting back from the manufacturer, between their deals that they're cutting, and they got to get those cars moving, they are making money. Trust me. So if you say, I'm not paying $250 doc fee and walk, just get up. Just get up and start walking out. Say, thank you very much. Sorry. But you got to remember, make the deal first. Get all this dealing done, because then you've wasted their time.
Get it in writing.
See? The problem is they think that you have to buy a car because they've wasted all your time in the dealership. But do the same to them. Negotiate. Get the deal when you finally get to the deal you can accept, you can live with. Then in finance, go, I'm not paying the doc fee. And they then go, well, I'm not. Then I don't want the car then. And get up and walk out. Because now you've wasted all their hours. And guess what? They're much more apt to just sell you the car.
Plus, if you have it in writing, you can take it to another dealership.
And they'll back it, and you have to say, no, I'm gonna go pick the car up now unless you guys can beat it. So if you have their dealer, you have the deal that you're happy with in writing, take it to another dealership, and if they'll may even beat it. So you can't lose by walking out. Trust me, you can't lose by walking out. There you go. So I go to this guy. I go. The doc fee. He goes, not this car. He goes, we don't sell quite as many cars here. He goes, but the old dealership I work with, we sold 1,000 cars a month. We had to. He goes, add that up. And if you go $499 doc fee times 1,000, that's $499,000 they make
a month
on the doc fee. That doesn't count car profit. That doesn't count service. Nothing. He even told me. He said that the service department at this old dealership, they were so good and had doubled all the prices in service because people just bring their cars in for service, that they were making 95% of the entire nut of the entire car dealership in the service bays. So just know when you go in and those guys start lying and saying, oh, we're not making any money, they're making plenty of money. Be the guy that they actually just make a little on. Don't be the guy that they're raping, because they are raping everybody. Again, put a cork in your butt when you walk in because you're about to get handled. So anyway, we got Grandma the car she wanted. She was so happy. She was bragging and happy, and
she was thrilled.
We got a crazy deal, and then they even gave her, because her credit was good, they gave her. By the way, one more thing, because of Obama, man. Obama working the economy, 0.9% financing.
Yeah, that's right. He kept those interest rates low. It's going to bury the country in the future, just so you know, man. Like, I like that he brag about Obama all the time, but, man, if you sat down economically and you look down on what he did, all this free money to the banks, you know what happens? Eventually that shit going to catch up. And when it does, country going to go in the toilet. But for now, get a new car.
Wow, dude. I can't believe you're anti-Obama.
I ain't anti-Obama. I just know a little bit about economics. And if you can't give people free money forever, because eventually, basically, you ever heard that term, you got to pay the piper? Well, sometimes the piper got a weapon.
Where
What?
did you learn about economics?
Third and Western.
Oh,
You know my business.
I don't.
No, we don't know
I
your
don't,
business. We know
actually.
you're in some sort of business. We don't know your business. We don't pay you here.
Damn right you don't. But I tell you what, you can't give people free stuff. It's like giving them drugs, man. Like that's what they start doing with this money, man. They start giving everybody 0% interest, and all these banks, they like, all right, we'll take it. We'll take from the Fed. We'll take 0% interest, and then we're going to invest it. And even if we make 1% on $1 trillion, let's say we spend $1 million, we make 1% on $1 million. It was free money, man. Of course, why wouldn't you take free money and invest it and make money on it? It's the dumbest shit we ever did, man, and it's Obama's fault.
This is the weirdest conversation. I feel like I'm in another world right now that I'm having this conversation with you.
I'm just saying, man, it can't be black and white. You got to have common sense, and that's across the board.
Wow. All right. Especially after the Ferguson pod. Really, dude? You just can't, you're just not gonna not blindly, you're not gonna just blindly follow him?
Listen, man, Bruce Springsteen said that in that one song. He said, man, blind faith in your leaders or in anybody will get you killed, and I don't want to get killed.
Wow, Willie Jello Johnson. Holy crap. Wow.
He is making money on the podcast because he was selling podcast T-shirts.
He was selling. Yeah, it's right. You did get a piece of the podcast T-shirts.
On Third. No, his own. Don't you know that? On Third and Western.
Oh, yeah, that one, the one that said we need an extinction level event. I had to explain what the word extinction meant to a lot of people.
You made your own. You had the ones that said Willie Jello, there's always room for Jello.
Yeah, didn't you do some, like, you used my logo, but you used,
yes.
You printed your own shirts?
I didn't know you knew about that.
The other one was your quote, what happens in cell block D stays in cell block D.
Oh, that one sold pretty good, man.
And nobody had any idea what the podcast was, but they bought that one. That was what was great because everyone related.
Yeah, there's some people in my neighborhood been in cell block D. That's why they like it was almost like getting part of a club, like getting a baseball jersey.
What? I don't even know what you're talking
Cell
about.
block D. Forward.
So do me a favor, people. When you go in, be a dick. Because car dealers, trust me, they will go ahead and they will just take you out. I asked the guy, I go, how many people come in here and don't bother you guys? He goes, oh, we get a lot of people that just come in and just pay whatever the sticker is.
Especially older people.
I said, you're kidding me. He goes, no, they just pay the price. And so you have to know that you have to know people. They have meetings where they sit around and they brag about how much they rip somebody off.
What drives me crazy too is, and I've said this on the last podcast, I talked about my last experience as a younger female trying to buy a car.
Oh, even on this one. You can tell the story when I walked in on your car, on the new one?
Oh, did you not tell that before?
So I walk in. So here's how. And women, by the way, if you go in and play hard, you have an advantage because they think you're an idiot. Just so you know, all car dealers believe women are stupid. They really do. So Rachel beats up this Mercedes dealer for a long time. This is a couple of weeks. Finally, car's done. We walk in. I just go drop her off to pick the car up, because she's super smart. Bombshell handles a lot of business for Combustion World Industries. And
you had nothing to do with my car deal.
Nothing.
You weren't involved, and it actually stretched over 6 weeks because he needed to know that I was willing to walk away and not call him.
I get to pick the wheels out when you get the car. I make sure I'm in charge of customization.
Yes.
That's pretty much my job.
And you're damn good at that.
He is very good.
I am good at it. So we go in, and the first thing, she goes in to sign the paper because the guy goes, man, you really told her what to do on this one, man. You really got her. Man, she jammed us up, man. Nice job.
What an asshole.
And I looked at the dude and I go, just so you know, man, I didn't have anything to do with this. That's one of the smartest women I've ever met in my life. I go, honestly, she's going to cut my next car deal. I'm just going to be a dickhead on the way to it because I kind of enjoy that. I really enjoy these guys who take advantage of older people and people who aren't smart enough to understand it. I enjoy frustrating them.
Well, see, women, like a lot of women you'll talk to, Grandma said she felt the same way. We hate that awkward, uncomfortable weirdness that you have to put up with when you're in the dealership, especially if your man is being an asshole to the car guy. So do what I do because I'm hugely passive aggressive. Stay at home. Best people to go to directly are the internet salespeople, the internet fleet. So ask to be connected to them if you don't mind getting on the phone with them. Or you can go online, and when you search online and submit a question through their website, it goes to internet sales, and you get assigned a salesperson. And do it all by email.
Listen, when are you going to come in, though?
I'm not.
Okay, but why don't you just come in and let's talk about the car?
I'm not coming in until you give
No,
me...
do me a favor. Just come on in and bring, we're going to give you the best deal. We're going to say, you know what? And I got a keychain for you. I got a keychain for you
That
and
one
a
guy
coffee
was going
mug.
to pour me an ice cold Coke,
That
remember?
was the best. Guy, do you want to hear? I think you said this.
We told this on the last car. I don't know if the car buying podcast is still up or not, but it just bullshit, ageist, sexist, everything. But refuse. I am not coming in. I told this guy at the dealership here that I got this car from. I told him, I said, I will not be coming in. You will not meet me or see me. This was all by email. I never even got on the phone. I don't want to talk to him. You're not going to talk to me. Just talk to me. No. We texted a lot. I said, give me your number. I'll text. So we texted. I got my final car number via text.
Yeah, so you're saying that you just jam up. By the way,
until they put the number in writing.
But here's the thing:
don't go in.
Why do you feel so nervous when you walk in? What do they create that? Like,
I don't.
Yeah, but some people do, man. I like some. You go into a new car dealership. It's like, I guess they check your credit. It's weird because they go. It's like the NSA, man. You want to get a new damn car? They say, like, all right, let me check your credit. What's your history? What's your insurance? Can I see your what's your social? What's your driver's license number, man? How many people? How many kids you got? What's your job like? How much money you make? It's weird. It's almost
this
like
whole thing of
it's an investigation before you're like it's like car buying CSI, man. At one point I'm like, well, shit, just arrest me now. Shit, if you find all this shit about me, I'm going to jail anyway.
Right. It's
and
the
all
whole
I want
thing
is a new Camaro.
Being laughed, like
That's
everyone
right.
has this
It's
fear that at
it's
some
intense.
point the guy's going to be like, "You can't get a car. You suck. Your credit is crap." And then everyone in the dealership laughs and you get kicked out.
Right, and all of a sudden all those 8th grade feelings come back, and you walk out of the dance because Maria Johnson wouldn't.
Interestingly, though, Kevin Hart bought a car from my same dealership.
Yeah, we heard. Should we tell this? Okay, we can tell this.
Well, we're not. I mean, they tell the story around there like it's no big deal.
It's legendary, yeah.
Yeah. So he came in because Kevin is hugely successful now and has a lot of money.
But he wasn't always. And like every comic, he busted his ass, did the clubs for a long time.
Right.
Kevin Hart earned it. When everyone gets mad at comics that get really famous, I always go, yeah, put a lot of road miles under the team.
And he's really funny.
He's really funny.
So he came in, and I don't know what he bought. I don't know how much it was.
He bought the new Mercedes SLS, the Gullwing SLS Mercedes.
And he walked in with a leather bag filled with cash.
Yeah, he made the deal. The guy said he made the deal, and then he said, I'm going to go. He goes, something I always wanted to do. And he left. And he came back with a big Nike bag and dumped piles of cash on the guy's desk.
Actually, I think it was like Louis Vuitton bag.
Yeah.
You don't put cash in a Nike bag.
Yeah, but that's even cooler. That's what I like. I put it paper bag full of cash. Bang, just drop it down. Ralph's. Bang, just drop it.
But I just thought that was cool. But don't go in. Don't go because if you'll notice, if you start playing this game, they will try and get you to come in at all costs. You got to come in. That one guy said we don't do business this way, so just refuse because they know that once they get you in there with the bright lights and the keychains and the free coffee and the pretty. When you walk in and you see the car, when I walked in and I saw my car, it's so pretty,
right?
And it's sparkly.
I know, man. Ain't it cool, man?
It's got sparkles,
and you know you're this close, right?
I gotta have it.
Yeah, and there's a feeling when you get a new car, man. When you get in that new car, man, you smell that new car smell. You get in, you're like, all of a sudden you feel, I'm not a loser.
They know.
That's how I feel every time. That's why.
In their training, get people in because when they see the car, when they're actually in the dealership, the percentage of you buying the car that day just skyrockets.
Right.
So just say no, do it all, and then get it in writing. I will not come in until you give it to me in writing and break down what the cost is.
Yep, and so guys, don't be afraid and don't feel bad about being a dick. They have no problem ripping you off. Don't make them work for it. Make them work for every dollar because at the end of the day, they are trying to burn you down. All right, there you go. To every car dealer that's going to write in on this podcast, if you
suck it,
yeah, suck it. If you can say anything that I have just said is wrong or prove it to me, then I will retract it. But I've bought too many cars for too many years, and you guys lie. All right, guys.
Hi, liar.
Yeah, man. Listen, bring your hard ass to the car dealership and just play it hard, right?
That's what I said.
What?
I don't know what he meant by that.
I don't know.
All right, guys. So now, from sea to shining sea, continent to continent, and sometimes space, bringing it physically, mentally, and morally. It's Bombshell Rae with the Bombshell News. What is that noise that they did on the news?
It's Hey, all you old boring people who don't have electronics yet, get excited because there's finna be some news. And then everybody, it's like a Pavlovian sound.
Yo, that finna be some news.
Finna be.
I don't even understand what you do sometimes.
Oh my gosh! By the way, if you have the speaky doohickey on your phone, you know how you speaky? You push the microphone.
Siri?
No, I don't talk to her. She's a bitch. And by the way, if you tell her that, she has a response for it.
Yes.
I'm sorry you feel that way, Rachel. And if you keep doing it, then she has worse things to say. But anyway, where you can speak text.
Right.
Do that for a while and learn how horribly you speak the English language. You know what I learned today on my way back from the gym? Speak it. Artie. I already went. Right? Does that sound normal if I say it that fast?
Artie?
That's how she spelled it, like Artie Lang. And so for the next 10 minutes on my way home, I was going, I already did it. I was trying to figure out, that must be how I say it.
That's funny. I'm going to start doing that. Start checking your phone to see how lousy you actually speak.
I'm terrible. It was like 5 different things in that 1 2-sentence text that told me that I'm a freaking moron.
Nice.
I'm really stupid.
Nice.
Bill Cosby is being sued.
Oh, Lord.
I know, man. It's to the point where it's every day now.
He needs Jesus.
Yeah, man. He does need Jesus. You know, he need to just go away for a while. He need to apologize and go away.
I think he wants to go away for a while, but nobody will let him. Bitches gonna hate when you rape.
Yeah, that is true.
That is a side effect of rape.
That's actually written on the pyramids. It's actually written.
It's also on the side of the roofie bottle.
Yeah.
A California
woman. It was
woman.
in cuneiform, actually, in some of the ancient
Sumerian.
Yeah, in the ancient Sumerians wrote it. Look, I say it how I say it.
Say it to your phone and find out. Cuneiform.
Yo, man, that was a girl in my neighborhood named Cuneiform. She's cute.
She hung out with Allegra and Digital Dossier.
Yeah, she did.
Hey, Dossier. Lady in Los Angeles, actually, hometown, has sued him, alleging that he sexually assaulted her at the Playboy Mansion in 1974 when she was 15 years old.
I actually believe that the statute of limitations runs out.
What?
You can't sue somebody from 1974.
Well, it's a civil suit.
Yeah, but even that, I mean, that's the worst part. Civil suits actually end like in 7 years, I think, on criminal cases. I think you have to do it within 7 years.
Obviously not, because they've accepted it and a judge has been assigned.
15? So not only is he rapey, but he's a pedophile. He's pedophile rapey. And what the hell was her parents doing, letting her at that Playboy Mansion when she was 15?
Yeah, let's talk. Why don't we sue her parents?
Parents need her. Really?
She met the comedian after she and a 16-year-old friend wandered over to a movie set where he was working. He came up to them, invited them to sit in his director's chair. And
was that a metaphor?
I think so. I think it's a euphemism.
Sounds like it to me.
Hey, come sit in my director's chair.
Would you like to sit in the director's chair? No, not the chair on my lap.
Then he invited him to his tennis club the following Saturday, which sounds kind of fishy because why would he invite a 14 and a 16-year-old to his tennis club where people would see it?
Super creepy.
Yeah, but then he'd have witnesses. This guy's obviously really good at not having witnesses.
I just don't understand. Okay.
Anyway, she said that she was required to drink a beer every time he won a game. Then they were served multiple alcoholic beverages, and he had them follow him to the Playboy Mansion. Oh, he got them into the Playboy Mansion, telling them that if any of the Playboy bunnies asked their age, they should say they're 19. At one point, she says she used the bathroom and emerged to find him sitting on the bed. He asked her to sit next to him on his director's chair and tried to put his hands down her pants. He then allegedly took her hand and performed a sexual act on himself without her consent.
Was she disconnected from her hand
at
one point?
Did
she take, was it a prosthetic hand? Did she just take it off? Did she snap it off? All right, you can jerk off with my hand.
Yeah.
I'm just going to sit here with no hand.
Right, you have another hand to punch him with.
Yeah, I don't understand. We're gonna have to. Can you do me a favor? Next week? Can you talk about this?
A good Donkey Kong to his balls, and he's going down, and you have time to get out the door.
Yeah, can you actually do? I think it's time for Bombshell to write another podcast about these bitches that actually have this weirdness. Like they do what they do, and I understand maybe it was forced on them, kind of, but man. That sounds like a weak-ass case.
I have a very strong opinion about this.
Yeah, I agree.
And
I agree with that.
You should just leave it for next week.
Okay.
Because I have
next week.
very strong opinions about this.
Hoes gonna get told.
And it's probably not going to be popular.
Hoes gonna get told. That's next week's podcast.
And now we're going to head over to Florida, where a woman has been found dead with arrows in her head. Hey,
Not the
that
first time in
rhymes.
Florida.
Probably not. That's what's sad about it.
Going back to when they discovered Florida, actually.
A Florida man told police that he shot his mother with a gun and a bow and arrow. That's overkill. And then stabbed her. Wow. Sunday, because he claims she stole his diamonds and also gave his father cancer. Totally valid.
I love that diamonds were first. Killed his father was the second.
And gave
Diamonds,
him cancer.
And he gave him cancer.
Which is highly contagious.
Yes, it actually
You
is.
fucking moron.
That's why I don't drink out of anybody else's Coke.
They found, when deputies arrived, she's 65 years old, they found her slumped forward in her chair with arrows sticking out of her head.
It's a suicide.
I really just did that story for the visual.
She thought that's a suicide. Totally. Florida police have ruled it a suicide.
The sad thing was they kept running in the direction.
Yeah, because they was black. That's why. Yeah, we don't.
I was going to do an homage to Mitch Hedberg, and you cut me off.
Oh, sorry, baby.
So
Go ahead.
never mind. Move on.
Yo, there was a girl in my neighborhood named Homage.
You know his
I met
joke
her.
about the arrows? Never mind. Okay. Mom who cut off man's penis with box cutter as revenge for molesting her son will not serve jail time.
Good. There you go. Yay.
Bonita Lynn Vela.
You know, we didn't have no one in my neighborhood named Bonita.
Bonita means pretty.
I love that this woman did this. I love that.
Suspected her daughter's boyfriend had molested her 2-year-old son, so she cut his penis off. Suspected. Wait a minute.
Seems
with a box cutter. What?
My question is, did he molest her? How come she's not going to jail?
I don't know. 35-year-old Indiana woman trapped the 18-year-old male
Are we just
victim.
leaving the story there? A woman cut off a man's penis because
No,
she
I'm on it.
thought...
I'm still
Okay,
on the
good.
story, for
All right,
the love
I'm
of
sorry. I
God.
thought you were moving on.
Interrupterstein.
I thought you...
You know,
You
there
know,
was
I
a girl in
actually-
my neighborhood named Interrupty.
No, there wasn't. Shut up, man.
I actually have a podcast. It's called After the Podcast, where I finish all my sentences. Please tune in. It's called Holy Shit
Can I finish?
by Bootsy Ray Ray.
Holy shit, can I finish? By Bootsy Ray Ray.
I just talk for 60 minutes nonstop.
But it's only the second half. It's just up to where I interrupted you.
The 35-year-old Indiana woman trapped the 18-year-old male victim.
Same story, right? Sorry, no, I'm just being...
in a trailer. Spoiler alert, we're in a trailer. For more than 3 hours, during which time she cut off his manhood so he would see a scar every time he had sex.
How is he going to have sex if she cut off his manhood?
I guess she was assuming the doctors would sew it back on.
Wow, that's crazy. Do you know how psycho that is that she had a cooler with ice on it to put it on? So are they going to sew it back on? But it's just coming off now.
Well, she did say that she was perhaps high and on other drugs before the attack, which could have impaired her judgment and perception of the situation. She has pled guilty to confinement and battery.
Why is she getting off?
And then her trial for child endangerment is next.
Oh, my God. So... that was kind of a useless news story to even talk about.
That was terrible.
That was just like, that was white.
Awful.
That was the white trashiest story I think we've ever had. And we've had a few.
It was terrible. 100 brains.
Had she put something in her butt, we would have we could have just wrapped up the podcast forever because that would have taken it to a whole new level.
No, she should have pooped.
You know, white people crazy, man. She was Bonita, though. She could have been, was she Hispanic or Cuban?
See.
Something like that?
See.
Well, you got to be that. See, that's why you don't want to make a Latin woman mad, man. She cut off your penis.
No, you didn't.
See, don't do that. See, I get nervous. My armpit starts to sweat when you talk like that.
Me too. Why is it?
Let me tell you something. 100 brains go missing from the university.
What?
I don't know.
What do you mean 100 brains? What?
100 brains. University of Texas at Austin. By the way, we're going to be in Austin. Tickets go on sale next Monday. We're going to be there on January 30th at the Paramount Theater. January 30th. The University of Texas at Austin is missing 100 brains. Half of the specimens the university had a collection preserved in jars of formaldehyde.
That being said, 100 zombies were found walking around Austin at the university. Why would you steal half the brains?
The co-curator, the professor, has said casually, it's entirely possible word got around among undergrads and people started swiping them for living rooms or Halloween pranks. Is plausible? Is that okay?
That you would just take it for like a decoration in your house? You know what this room could use? You know, I like what we've done with the curtains. I really like the weird colors you put on the wall. But man, if we had a brain in a jar, you know, but like more like a vase, like a vase, like a brain vase. Can you get a brain? Where would we get a brain?
Yo, man, I was down at the university, and there was some motherfuckers had some brains at the university, and they got like 200 of them, and they wouldn't even notice if they're gone. You know, but here's the problem: that everyone gonna want one. Then that's when we put it in and look good. Everybody gonna want one.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, let's just don't say anything. Or if people really like it, we can sell the other 100.
Oh, that's a good idea, man. So I got to be on brain detail. And that was a quote from Pulp Fiction. Nice job. I do what I can.
Marvin's brains. This controller, and I'd love to hear about this from our gamer people if any of them are still listening after you annihilated them the last 7 times. A controller has been designed that draws real blood every time you're shot in the video game.
That's wow.
You better hope your kid is good at Call of Duty.
And it just gets worse. It just really, it'll poke what it was.
It is actually hooked.
It'll also see if you have diabetes from sitting on your ass on a couch eating French fries.
No. We don't use the blood for that. That's stupid.
But that's brilliant though. That's what you do. So when you go into type 2, you basically it shoots you every time you actually it takes a little bit of blood, but it also tests it to make sure the insulin levels are right. And so diabetes.
It's actually I think it's on Kickstarter right now. If Kickstarter is successful, it'll
that's the dumbest shit ever.
They will be releasing this device that draws real blood every time you're shot in your video game, and they've actually tested it. And there's some pictures and video online that you can go and watch. But this dude is actually having blood taken out every time.
How about this? How about you do this? If you guys like Call of Duty so much,
Wait, before you say anything. The producer is named Jonathan Root, and he plans to bring the machine to gaming events in Canada where he'll help collect precious gamer blood to be donated to blood banks across the country.
Holy crap. How about this, guys? If you're to the point now in video games where you actually want to get hurt, there's a thing that they invented called the U.S. Army and the U.S. Air Force and the Marines. In fact, I have family members that have actually joined up. And here's what happens. When you do a bad job there, it draws blood. But it's way more exciting because you could actually lose your life. It's insane to me that that gaming have got to a place now. There's other things that we need. There's people in Africa need to be fed. There's people, and that these guys are sitting on their asses, eating cheese, smoking pot, and playing video games. I get up and I get a job. I created a new company, this and that. You know, dude, enjoy. But I'll tell you what, when you're 50 years old and you're wondering why your life didn't work out, everyone else will know except you. I'm Christopher Titus, and I'm done with it.
What?
I just can't.
Well, he needs $250,000, and so far people have donated $3,000.
Yeah. Oh, you mean a controller that would actually hurt me? No, that's the whole reason I play video games, so I don't join the army, you dumbass. Right. All right. You got another one?
I always have another one.
Let's go to the last one.
Does this have to be the last one?
I think so.
Because now this is stressful. I
you pick
several of them.
I'm going to do a couple things.
Do I do the applicant stabs his boss during the job interview?
Why don't we talk about what we're going to be? This
yet?
week, people, we're going to be at the Denver Comedy Works. We're going to be at the Landmark. Working on new material this week. I'm bringing
Thursday through Saturday. And the Saturday first show I know is already sold out. The other ones might be. The
new special will be downloadable on Friday. You'll be able to get to Angry Pursuit of Happiness on Friday. It just got out of post. It looks really good. Sounds really good. I'm excited about it. And you'll also be able to pre-order the DVDs, which will be available as of December 12th. So December 13th, 14th, and 15th, we will send them out to you. And you will have them for Christmas. It's an hour and 45 minutes. You'll get it before it airs on Comedy Central or Showtime, wherever we end up selling it. So you're going to get it first. So Angry Pursuit of Happiness, available, ChristopherTitus.com. You'll be able to download it on Friday. It's $9.
Or pre-order the regular DVD, which will be autographed for Christmas.
Yep. So you get an autographed copy. Autographed copies are $20. Downloads $9. Why is it $9 when Louis C.K. does it for $5? Because I did an hour and 45 minutes. I'm giving you almost 2 hours a show, so that's why it is. And it's also smart. And I didn't talk about my penis once. Talked about my dad's penis a couple times. What?
Not that you're saying that anyone else does, but you're just saying in general.
I didn't talk. Yeah.
Okay.
Why are you shaking your head? Just tell him. Tell him why you're shaking your head.
I thought maybe you were saying something about Louis C.K., which I'm sure.
No. Louis is really, really funny.
He makes me laugh.
Yes, he's really funny.
He makes me I've laughed out loud a few times at him. Patton makes me laugh out loud on Pandora.
Yeah, that dude, man, he got some. That dude puts words together like I ain't never seen, man.
The Angry Magician, man. I mean, come on. I've heard it now 3 times in a row, and I'm just like, it makes me laugh every time.
Yeah, but that's because you're a comedian. You've been through situations like that where you see some horrible performer and just lose their shit on stage.
It's the worst, man. You're on stage, but if you're not on stage and it's not happening to you, it's the funniest thing you've ever seen.
I'm going to do this last story because it happens in Grand Junction,
For
Colorado.
God's sakes, do it. Grand Junction, that's where we're going to be this week.
By the way, also Combustion shirts and jackets available now for Christmas.
Christmas.
I'm sorry, I faltered. CombustionSpeedwear.com.
Yeah, there'll be new pictures up this week so you can see what you're getting.
Also, it's linked on your site.
Mm-hmm. And also, we're going to do 2 things. Now, if you want to order Combustion Speedwear jackets, there's jackets you can buy that we order and we have to make. They're hand-built. That's the problem. The other thing is, if you want to order, there'll be some jackets that we have in stock that I'll put up. I'll go, what's in stock? And you'll be able to see exactly what's in stock that you could order right now and get sent tomorrow.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Grand Junction, Colorado, a man is facing a felony. Menacing charge. A felony. After 2 Colorado sheriff's deputies say he pointed a banana at them. They thought it was a gun, which is totally reasonable. The bright yellow.
Totally reasonable because cops are so well trained lately. It just seems that they're just shooting. Shot another kid. They shot a kid with a toy gun. I think we need to maybe change police training.
Look, this guy is from Fruitvale.
That's a banana. That's a gun.
That's just part of his thing, man. I come straight out of Fruitvale. Straight
out of Fruitvale.
Yo, man, that's the worst rap album ever. Straight out of Fruitvale. That's hilarious.
He pulled the banana out. The officer said that he had,
obviously in a menacing manner. Was it a black man? He pulled the banana out quickly.
He pulled out his yammy. His banana nanny. And he, actually the other cop was pointing his gun. He drew on him to kill him. And he said that he realized that it was bright yellow. But he said guns do come in many shapes and colors.
Yeah.
I don't know in the exact shape of a banana, which has some brown spots on it.
That's like some James Brown shit. That's not James Brown. Sorry, James Bond shit.
Yeah, man. Can't you
can't
help but say any famous black guy.
As he was
we didn't get enough time on this damn podcast.
As he was drawing his service weapon, it was reported that this guy Channing yelled, "It's a banana!" He had to explain later that he was just doing a trial run for a YouTube video that he wanted to do, and he thought it would lighten the holiday spirit.
To make cops pull guns on you?
He pulled out a banana.
Wait, I thought you said they didn't shoot him.
No, but they almost did. And he yelled out, "It's a banana!" So
not funny. And so funny that he had to go, "It's a banana! It's a banana!" By the way, so as the Michael Brown thing is sort of holding their hands up, and white people just protest by walking around going, "It's a banana!" It's not as important. But
as touchy as everyone is right now, that's a great way to get shot. Just randomly pull fruit on officers.
Quickly, yeah.
All right, so come see us this weekend in Denver.
We've lost our minds. All right, guys, new material week at Denver. I'll be breaking in a bunch of new stuff. A little bit of Angry Pursuit. The best of will be there, and then I'll be breaking in new stuff.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
So, yeah, come watch me flail.
I love Denver. I'm so excited that we're going.
It's one of the best clubs in the country. One of the best.
And then coming up, one more gig before the end of the year. Schaumburg, Chicago Improv. Yep. We're going to be there right before Christmas.
Oh, I got some girls in Chicago.
You have girls everywhere.
Yeah, man, what are you talking about?
By the way, keep watching out because January, and these tickets are now available. Get them for Christmas presents. We're going to be on the 15th of January, Grand Rapids at the Welty Theater, 16th, Milwaukee, Vogel Hall, and the 17th, we're going to be at the Pantages in Minneapolis. All those tickets are on sale and moving really quickly. And then the next run is going to be in January, last weekend of January, Oklahoma City, Austin, Dallas. Cool. Dallas tickets are currently on sale. So go to ChristopherTitus.com and click through to buy tickets for Christmas.
Yep. Thanks, guys. Thanks for coming to the show. Thanks for supporting it. Please support the special. It's coming out. We did it on our own. It's really good. And ChristopherTitus.com on Friday. Get it. Thanks for listening. Thanks for being there for us. As we are there for you. Go get a new car. And be a dick.
Now's the time.
And be a dick.
And then tell us what happened.
Yeah, send us something. Oh, by the way, I hope we're going to do Ask Willie.
Oh, Ask Willie.
We didn't do Ask. Cool, we're going to do that. Okay, so next week we're doing Ask Willie.
I have some to ask him.
So next week we do Ask Willie,
okay.
all right? All
yeah.
right.
Why, you want your own segment?
Damn right, I ain't getting paid. I want some fame.
Yeah, people send in some, and if you have any, send them to tituspodcast@gmail.com.
Thanks, guys, for listening to the Titus Podcast. For myself, Bombshell Rae, and the lovely Willie Jello Johnson. Later.
Peace out.
Jello. Yeah, we should have asked Willie today.
Yeah, we should have asked Willie today.
Well, we kind of did ask him too much.
We taught him about car buying.
Yeah, well, look, being a dick's no problem for me. I love that. All right.